What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project. This is a new mod coming soon, and this is the BMW 850, and the version we've gone for today is the CSI Widebody. This thing is a little bit wild and an absolutely beautiful looking car, at least it will be at the end of today's video. Not so beautiful looking at the moment. We got this one from the auction house, and it's not bad. I've definitely seen worse. In fact, the Subaru we did in the last episode was considerably worse, but it's not too bad. We should be able to definitely get there. But did I get a good deal on this one? No, I bought it for 15,059 and could sell it for 12,901 as is, but I'd be losing out on 2,158. So not only do we're not going to do that anyway, we're definitely not going to do that because of the loss. The engine in this one today is the V12 double overhead cam MRC engine, pumping out 626 horsepower from the factory. We're going to be trying to increase that today. In fact, I'm not even going to say try. We're going to be increasing that today with all the performance parts, and then we'll be taking this beast over to the drag strip, try and claw back some of that 2,158 and try and win a dragger tournament again. See if we can get this one onto the speeder board. Ready to go. This is the project for today. It is looking beautiful. But don't forget, come and join us on Discord for the Discord competition. We're currently working on Payne's Honda S2000. So if you want to build your own one of them and enter, link in the description below. If you just want to see what other people have entered, link in the description below. And you can always just vote for your favourite. But back to this beautiful BMW. It's looking very sorry for itself. So let's get it over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Well, here we are in the car wash with the BMW 850 CSI Widebody. Let's get it cleaned. What colour is underneath all of this dust and grime? What colour are you? You're a nice blue, actually. Not a bad-looking blue. Not what we're going with today. You've already seen the thumbnail, so you already know what we're doing. But let's get that interior cleaned. Get this beast back on the lift. Get that V12 stripped out of there. Get everything else stripped down. Ready to start putting this beautiful car all back together. Let's get underneath the 850 and check for the oil pan on that V12. It is definitely there. So let's get that all drained out and see how well the V12 BMW's looked after. Not very well. That was very black and hardly anything in there at all. So glad we got that out before we did anything. Is this four-wheel drive? It is not. It is just rear-wheel drive. And I believe the drive shaft is missing. It is. So we'll just add that one to the basket now so that we don't forget it. And then let's nip around and grip this starter out. You can just about see there, sadly, some of the exhaust doesn't quite line up. Again, it's just one of those things. We'll allow it. But let's get these front exhaust sections out of here. Grab this gearbox. Out you come. Nice and easy. And then see if we can rip that V12 out of there and get everything else from the engine bay all sorted out. So back down you go. Let's go and grab the crane and get that beast of a V12 ripped out and ready to start stripping. Out you come. Get the crane put away, and let's see what's inside the engine bay. I love the pop-up headlights. If only they worked, I'd be so happy. But anyway, inside the engine bay, for definite, we've got the coolant reservoir, 2 air filters, the wishy-washy reservoir, an ECU Type A just up here, power steering reservoir, brake servo, the ABS pumper module. There's a fuse box here and a fuse box here, so we do have 2 fuse boxes in this one. Also, the radiator with a single fan, a fan housing kit on there. Anything missing from the engine bay? It doesn't look like it. Obviously, just that front exhaust section, but we took that out ourselves. Down the back, you've got the fuel tank and the fuel pump just down there. We'll grab that one out a little bit later on. But now we need to drain these liquids. And to do that is nice and simple. Right-click, additional tools, drain tool, and then click on hold of whichever container you want, and it will drain all of the liquids out. I'm going to get the rest of this all stripped out, get all the suspension stripped. When we come back, it'll be time to sort out the beautiful BMW's lovely bodywork, and this is a wide body version. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on our BMW 850. But we need to get in and strip all this bodywork down, starting with these headlights. Off you come off the front there. Anything else on the front? Doesn't look like it. And we've just got the windshield and the door. I think these side skirts are a thing or a fender. There we go. And also the fuel door on there. Very big one for that wide body kit. Out with the rear window. Ooh, spoiler, trunk. Ooh, one light and the license plate, liking that. And the rest of the lights out there. Then that rear fender. What else have we got? Ooh, front clamshell. That is a piece. There we go. Nice and simple. Anything else? What do we think? I think that might be it. What was that? Oh, there's a body window over there. Let's go and get that one. How did I miss that? Quite obvious in there. There we go. Now let's just grab this interior out and see what we've got. Just the front seats, the bench, or the rear bench, is obviously part of the frame on there. Looking very good as well, if I do say so. But is that everything stripped off this beautiful car? Did we get everything? 1% on there. Rear clamshell B is still showing up, so I need to figure out what rear clamshell B is. Give me a moment. I will figure that out, and I will be back. There we go. Nice and simple. Rear clamshell B is this piece that runs all the way along there. So let's get you off. And then that should be absolutely everything off this BMW. Nothing on there. Still at 1%. The frame's at 18%. And I bought the car for just over 15,000. What do we reckon today? This could be quite close. I'm actually going to go 850. Still just 500. Way off. I thought 850 because of the 850. Let's be honest. But let's jump in. Take a look at the body shop for this beautiful, beautiful car. Lots of options on here. Liking that. Obviously, that wide body fuel door is definitely something we're going to need. I wonder if we need this engine cover for this particular model. We'll have a find out a bit later on. There's a lot of bumper options for this one. We're obviously in the wide body, so we're going for one of these two. I'm not sure which. We will figure that one out a little bit later on. Then obviously we got the clamshell with the roll cage. That one will definitely be going back in there, looking very nice. A few different front end options. The one with the M badges. Obviously, we're not an M badge, so we're not going to be putting that one on. And I think we're going to try and colour these anyway to make them look awesome. Then we got the door and a window. A few different fenders for the front of the wide body is probably what we're going to be going for today. Then we've got the hood and the concept hood. That'll be debatable. We'll see which one we like. Lights up or lights down for the headlights. Your choice. We're going to keep the lights down. I just quite like the body lines on this one with the lights down. Then obviously we got the wide body rear bumper, but there is a few more to play around with. And then that rear clamshell for the wide body one just on there. Then the rear fenders, obviously a wide body again is definitely what we'll be going for. Trunk options with the CSI wide body, so we've got to go for that one. Or we could go debadged. I'm unsure yet. And that is it. Nice and simple one to get going. So we just want to get this back together pretty much exactly as it came apart. So I'm going to get everything repaired, get everything back on this body, and we'll head over to the paint shop and see what we're going to do. Let's get the CSI wide body all back together. Let's see what we've got on here today then. Front bumper is the front bumper F, a wide body. Looking quite nice on there. The hood is the concept hood with the extra vents, just because it looks good. And the headlights are just the headlights. As I said, we kept them the pop-down ones, because I quite like them on there. They fit the lines really well. And we've got the wide body fenders, obviously going on there. And if we can stay in the right mode, the wide body rear fenders as well. While we're here and there's no window, let's get the front clamshell in, which is the sunroof and the roll cage in there. Then we got the door. Let's get the windshield on. All the other windows in. In you go, in you go. And on with that little mirror on there. Then we got the rear window. We've got the trunk, and I did swap it. It's meant to be the debadged one, but I thought we'd go with the 850 CSI. Considering that's what we're building today, looking pretty good. The rear bumper, obviously that wide body beast on there. And let's just get the other fender on the other side. In you go. Then we got the car part 1, which is the car part 1C, which is the spoiler and the little BMW badge on there. It goes all the way across for that wide body effect. Almost forgot the wide body fuel door on there as well. And nearly forgot the wide body rear clamshell again. So then we got the tail lights in, just what they are, going back. Then the inner tail lights as well. In you go and in you go. Let's carry on, get back around and get the rest of this BMW all finished. Ready to head over to the paint shop. That should be... Oh, no, not quite everything. I forgot the front end. If we go for that, I think I went for B. Yeah, this is a black plasticky one. And I'm hoping we'll be able to paint that one in the paint shop, because I have an idea for it. And you've already seen it. So we're not going to talk about it, though. We're just going to see if it works. Let's get on with the rear license plate. We've gone for the VM plates with WB for wide body and then 850 CSI. Looking quite good on there. Front and back plates. In you go with the front one. That should be everything for the bodywork. So let's get in and get this interior in. Have changed it ever so slightly. Kept it with the seat 6 lever. But we've gone for the one lever A so that we can get in there with the two-tone on the middle section. And the steering wheel, I've also swapped to steering wheel 12. Just think it looks a little better, and we're going to get some more two-tone effect on that when we come to paint it a little bit later on. Now, is that everything? 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's get this beast into the paint shop. Well, here she is then, the beautiful wide-bodied 850 CSI. No liveries with this one as it stands at the moment. I don't know if there will be later on, but time will tell. There is a template in the folder so you can create your own livery if you want to. But what we've gone for today is this deep metallic green, looking absolutely fantastic. And then we've added some white details. Wing mirrors are in white, the rear spoilers in white, and that front end's also in white, looking very good on there. If we just open it up and get into the inside, we have thrown some white on the seats in that centerpiece, looking good. And a bit of white on the steering wheel as well, just to sort of match it all in. I did change the colour of this roll cage piece, or the front clamshell. Did get it to go a lovely metallic green, the same as the bodywork. But when you did that, the sunroof went a different type of green, and it looked really weird. So we swapped it back, changed it so that the sunroof was the perfect match, and the roll cage just is what it is, which is this sort of silvery colour. But as we got the white on the inside, it doesn't look too bad anyway. Inside the engine bay, we've got lots of blacks, and the engine bay itself is very green. So I'm thinking, oh, I don't really know about this one. I'm thinking black, white, and then a little bit of silver just to sort of blend a few things in, and the odd splash of green here and there if we can squeeze it in, but not too much green today. Well, at least I'm going to aim for not too much green on the engine and suspension. Probably mostly going to go for a black and white with the odd little dab just to sort of blend it all in, but looking absolutely fantastic. I need to get this one back on the lifter, then get everything painted, and we can start getting this beautiful, beautiful beast all back together, ready to head over to the drag strip. That's everything painted. Let's start getting this beautiful BMW all back together. Starting with the shocks, we got black shocks, metallic green springs and black caps on there, looking very, very nice for the front. As I said, we're only going to try and splash a bit of green. Mostly going to try and keep this black and white if we can. So let's find out and see how good it looks. That front cross member in a black, the steering rack's in a black, and the sway bar is in a white on there. The front steering knuckles in a black, with the inner tie rod in a white, and the outer tie rod, the first little splash of green for this front section. Let's get in these bushings, one here and one here. There we go. Then the lower suspension arms are in a beautiful gloss white, looking very nice on there, separating the colours up nicely. In you go with the top one, looking good. Then let's get that shock in you go in your black and green. Just a little splash of green, not too much on there, liking it. Sway bar end link is in a black, and then the front knuckle covers in a white, with the front wheel hub in a black on there. As I said, really not too much green going on. On with the brake disc. Then we got the hub bearing, brake pad, the wheel hubcap, which is in a white, and the brake caliper, which is in a dark metallic green. I say dark. This is technically a lighter color. This is at 100%. The rest of the greens are about 80%, 80% or 80 in the scale, whatever you want to call it. And I've just done that one a bit lighter to try and get them to match. Also, it doesn't really get the metallic-y finish on it, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still going to look good nonetheless. Let's get down the back and get this all together. Starting with the rear cross member, that's in white, opposite to the front a little bit, but the front knuckle is in black, the same as the front there. Let's get some bushings in, one up here bolted in, one just in here bolted in as I do it, and then a small one just down the bottom that doesn't need bolting. But now we get all these arms in. Suspension arm A in a black, along we go there. Oh, get that all bolted up. Suspension arm B also in the black on there, and then the upper suspension arm, which is the rear suspension upper arm, also in a black on there, looking very, very good. Then we do have the rear suspension side arm. We've done that one in a white just to sort of separate the colours a little bit. The shocks in a black, same as the front, and the rear sway bar is in a green, just to add a little splash of that down here. Sway bar end link at the rear is in a black. The spring cap's in a white, opposite to the front, but the spring itself is still in that metallic green, with the cap also in a white. Another bushing just in here. In you go, and let's get the rest of this all finished up. The wheel hub's in a white, or the knuckle cover, should I say. The actual wheel hub is in a black. In you go there. We got the bearing. Let's get the disc on. And we've got the rear drive axle, which is in black on there. Brake pad, and then that beautiful green brake caliper. In you go. Looking very, very bright down the back here, but I am quite liking it. Fuel tank is in a lovely little white, with the fuel pump in a green, but it's not metallic green because that piece cannot go metallic no matter how hard you try. But there we go. That's where we're at the moment. Oh, we will throw this battery in while we're down here. There we go. Now we'll crack on. I'm going to get the rest of the suspension all finished off. Then we'll move on to that engine bay before we go and build that beautiful V12. There's all the suspension done, looking incredible, mostly in black and white, with a few splashes of green dotted around here and there, just making it look good. What do you guys think? And do let me know in the comments below. But let's move on. Let's get this engine bay all sorted out, starting with a wishy-washy reservoir, coolant reservoir, and that beautiful stage 3 Type A ECU in there, ready to go. Over here, we got the brake servo, power steering reservoir, and the ABS pump, which we've done in a green, and the module just on top of it, just in a cheeky little black on there. The top fuse box is in a full white. The bottom fuse box is in a full black. And then we got the air filters. These are both in white, if I could get them going. There we go. Air filters in, on you go, and the lids on top. Still in the white, looking absolutely fantastic. But then we got little black clips going all the way around, just finishing it off, keeping in with that black and white theme in there. In we go, in we go. Let's get over to the other side and get these ones in as well, if I could find them. This is why you shouldn't paint things white. Sometimes it's hard to see the little bits that you're looking for in there. There we go. And there we go. Final one in there. Then we've got the radiator. This is in a beautiful metallic green on there, looking very nice. The fan housing kit's in a black with a chrome green fan in there as well. Just a few extra splashes of green in the engine bay, only on the radiator and on the ABS pump up there. Looking very, very nice. Pleased with that. That's looking very good. I'm loving the white in there, mixing in with a few bits of black. And then when we get that engine in, hopefully this should look absolutely incredible. So let's go and build that beautiful, beautiful engine. In we go. There she is, looking beautiful. The block and both engine heads are in a full black. The oil pan is in a beautiful white just down there. And if we nip up the top, just so I can show you, we've got all of the stuff in. Each side needs 2 camshafts, 2 cam gears, 6 spark plugs, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each camshaft. So 5 camshaft caps for each camshaft. So 20 camshaft caps in total. There we go. And to crack on and get this side up to the same as that side. And I'll be back in a second. There we go. That's all the innards done. But let's move on to the front of this engine. Although it doesn't look like anything can go in at the moment. As soon as we add this timing chain shoe, which we've done in a black up there, it should allow us to add the belt. In you go, which is blacked out. And then a lovely pair of shoes to go in there as well. Not bothered colouring them because they are underneath the timing covers, which we're going to get on right now. Main timing cover is in a lovely white on there, looking fantastic, matching in with that oil pan. And then the 2 other timing covers are both just in a little gloss black, just to add a little bit of differentiation between these sections. The main timing chain cover is also in a white on there. Then we've got the water pump in a beautiful metallic green for the first splash of green on this engine. Looking very nice up there. The thermostat is in a white sitting on top of it. Looking very good. In you go. And then all of these little parts just down here are all blacked out. So let's just get them all in and ready to go. Both the pulleys on there. And we've got the 2 little idle rollers, one down the bottom and one up the top. In you go. Main crankshaft pulley in the center there. And then we've got the alternator on this side. In you go, blacked out. And the power steering pump on the other side, all blacked out as well. Looking very nice on there. Then we can get to the main serpentine belt in, along with the belt tensioner as well, which is just blacked out. Looking very good on the front. Oil filter just down here is in a green. It's a bit darker than the other greens, but it looks good nonetheless. The fuel filter up here is also in that metallic green, and that looks pretty good. Then we got the head covers. These are metallic green as well, but they're not going to take over the engine bay. Trust me, they sit under a piece that looks very, very good. So let's get the rest of this on and all bolted in. The ignition and coils that are going in this one, they are all blacked out as well. So we're going to do some television magic and get all of them in. That's all the ignition coils in. So let's crack on a little bit further. This beautiful intake manifold, which is in a gloss white on the top. Looking very, very nice on there. Absolutely loving that. An extra splash of green in the fuel rail, just for a little bit more of that. Then we've got the throttle blacked out on this side. There is another throttle on the other side. And yes, it is exactly the same colour. So let's get you in. There we go. And then the last pieces to go on this beautiful, beautiful engine are the exhaust manifolds, which are in a beautiful gloss white. And yes, that is carried on throughout the rest of the exhaust, sticking out the back, looking absolutely fantastic. So let's get this all in, and then we can start getting all of that exhaust on, along with the gearbox and a drive shaft. There we go. That is the engine fully done. Beautiful, beautiful V12. Let's get it off the stand, though, and get it into the beautiful 850 BMW. I forgot the engine crane, so let's go and grab that first. Oh, that didn't want to work, did it? There we go. Over to the BMW. Let's get you dropped in. Then we'll put the crane away and see how good that engine looks in there. That's looking very nice on the top. I'm glad the lights are metallic and still in here. It takes away from this sort of lime green and instead of the metallic green in the engine bay. Looking very, very good. Incredibly pleased with that. But let's get you up in the air. We need to get the gearbox, the drive shaft, and all of that exhaust in and ready to go. In we go. Let's get started with that beautiful gearbox, which is in a white. You have to take some lightness out of this, or the brightness out of this, bring it down to about 80, same as I do for the brake calipers on the sides there. Then we've got the starter in a lovely metallic green just in there, and then all of this exhaust, as we already mentioned, is in a beautiful, beautiful white. Let's get the middle parts in. Then we'll get the drive shaft in that is in a black, connecting the white gearbox to the white rear drive axle. Looking very good on there. And then we've got the Sylvia rear mufflers on there. Looking very, very nice. Let's get underneath. Go down a little bit and take a walk out and see how that looks. That's looking pretty good. A little bit of clipping here and there, but it looks very, very nice nonetheless. Let's get you back down on the ground. Beautiful BMW. Really liking them white exhaust tips. They look fantastic. This is all coming together quite nicely. Now we're going to get the liquids all topped up, get the windows tinted, get some wheels done, and get this beautiful BMW outside in the sun. Well, here we are then, all finished with the beautiful BMW 850 CSI wide body modded in by Payne. This one will be coming soon, so I can't put a link in the description for you to go grab this one for yourself because it isn't technically there yet. So you won't be able to find it, but it is definitely coming soon. I can promise you that. Let's talk a little bit about this beautiful, beautiful car then, starting with these rims. We went for the rims 9 today, just a single colour. Could have gone for the 9A and put a bit of two-tone on there, but I like these ones. Bit of multi-spoke, little bit of deep dish on there, looking quite good in white. It's a 19-inch rim here at the front with a 335 width and a 20 profile on there. Also ET of a 90 to bring this one all the way out. We've taken a little bit off from the original size. The ET was 100, I believe, for the front wheels originally. Just brought it down a little bit. I think it fits just a little bit better, in my opinion. Down at the back, still a 19-inch rim. These are 345 width with a 25 profile on there. An ET of 75 needed at the back. I honestly didn't change anything about the rear wheel sizes. I thought they were pretty good as they were. Everything about this car is absolutely beautiful. I really do love it. Under the hood here, that engine looks stunning, and the rest of the engine bay details are all absolutely fantastic. Excellent job by Payne, as always. And as we jump inside, we've got a little bit of extra white on the interior, and then you've got this dark wood running down that center console and around some trim pieces. Looking beautiful. Fantastic job with the interior work from Payne, as always. And this roll cage in here fits in really well, if I am honest. I don't normally put a roll cage in. I normally just leave it with the seats. But we're going to head up the drag strip today, so I feel like the roll cage is keeping us safe. But let's hear that V12 roar. Nice tick over on there, sounding good. But let's give it some gas. Oh, bit of the RPM and mod happening on there, giving us a bit of extra power. Do like the sound of that, though, when it sort of ticks over a little bit too much. Sounding very good, but let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is today, what this one's drag rating will be. Here we are then on the dyno with the BMW 850 CSI wide body and that beast of a V12 with 626 factory horsepower. How much have we added today and what will this one's drag rating be? Let's have a look. A gain of 772 horsepower, 124%, an engine and a quarter very nearly added on top to the original engine there, bringing us up to 1,398 horsepower with a drag rating of A, 810. I was expecting a little bit more considering it's 124% gain in the power, but 810 is pretty good. Hopefully it'll mean some interesting competition on the drag strip for this one today. But before we do that, let's go on and head over and check out the gearbox tuning setup. I've gone for a 3.75 ratio. I haven't really adjusted that much of the gearing here. I've only really adjusted the final ratio. Everything else pretty much stayed where it was. 129 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 441 kilometers an hour in fifth gear. Although with the RPM mod, these are higher than the actual figures. So bear that in mind when you're doing your gear ratios and stuff. What you see here has been using the RPM mod isn't quite 100% accurate. So So you just got to get onto the track and see what you can do with it. Obviously, our ECU is fully tuned. I do have another short coming out with a new, better way of tuning these ECUs. Be done very, very soon. In fact, should be up before this video even comes out. Fingers crossed, as long as I can get my rear end in gear and get some work done. Obviously, no carburetors, so let's just get on with it. Let's get over to the drag strip, see who we're up against, and try and win another tournament. Well, here we are then, back at the Juneway Stripe Raceway. It's been a week since we've been here. We've been testing the gravel track and the racetrack as well, so let's get into it. Let's get into King of the Sands, 1 mile, and obviously that A-class, and pay our 1,000 entry fee. Who have we got in with us today? Our first race is against Pagani Zonda Revolution. That's pretty epic. Against a BMW. Ford Mustang Drag versus the Open Wheel Racer. Who else have we got in here? Any of our friends in today? King Slowpoke, also in a Pagani Zonda Revolution. Caleb Davis in a Ford Fiesta Pikes Peak. Absolutely loving that one. Not too shabby. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. But it is time to get into our first race against that beautiful Pagani Zonda. In my head right now, I'm genuinely expecting us to lose this first race against the Pagani Zonda Revolution. That is an insane beast. I mean, we are both running V12s. So there is only one way to find out how this is going to go. Let's get in. Let's try and beat it. Let's go. Come on, little BMW. Off the line. Into second. That might have been a tad bit early. But I can't see the Pagani pulling away. In fact, we are ever so slightly pulling away. Definitely happy about that. Let's keep pushing, though. And hope the Pagani doesn't take over us. And the final stretch. We're on it. Come on, let's just get across the line and see what the first times are for our BMW 850 CSI Widebody. Across the line, what have we got for the first run? 9.55 at 0 seconds for the quarter of a mile. 22.647 to the 1 mile with a top speed of 384 kilometers an hour. We did a lot better against the Pagani than I thought we were going to. We only just about had it in the quarter of a mile there. It did have us in the 1/8 of the mile, but in the quarter of a mile, we just about had him. And then we pulled it all the way back up to over, or just under 2 seconds difference to the 1 mile there. And quite a big difference in that top speed. There we go. First race over. Let's get back. See who's next. Well, there we have it. Both Caleb and King Slowpoke have made it into the next round. Pretty epic. If they get to the final and we get to the final, we'll be up against one of them, which will be good news. Our next race, though, is against the Open Wheel Racer. That is the Formula One car. It currently sits, I believe, 4th on my speeder board. So this could be a little bit interesting. And we could be out in the next round. Let's go. And let's find out. That Open Wheel Racer is an absolute machine and should realistically dominate us. But it all depends on the tune. We obviously all know the tune on the BMW today. So maybe we might just be able to squeeze out the victory here. So let's get in. Let's go. Off the line. Come on, little Beamer. Into second. Let's get into third. Then we'll take a look. We're pulling away from the Formula One car into 4th gear. I've just got a feeling it's just going to win. It's going to take it away from us and just fly past us like the DeLorean does at the very last minute. I don't want it to happen. I want to win and make it through to the next round. Come on, little BMW. Just get across that line and win. There we go. I think we've won it. So what times have we got? Oh, my God. Is the Formula One car not even going to finish? The Formula One car did not even finish. I am shocked by that, definitely. But there we go. We ended up with a 9.522 seconds to the quarter of a mile, which is slightly better than our first run, so I'm happy with that. 22.654 to the 1 mile. Again, ever so slightly fast. No, actually, that's ever so slightly slower. 647 was our first run. So the first run was a little bit quicker to the 1 mile. But the top speed is still exactly the same. I still can't believe it didn't even finish. It looked like it just topped out and then spun off or something like that. Who knows? We can't get instant replays in this game. Not just yet anyway. Maybe that will come in the future. But I don't care. We've made it through the second round. Let's get into the third round and see who we've got. Sadly, Caleb did go out in that round, but King Slowpoke is still in the Pagani Zonda Revolution. Will it be a Slowpoke virtual mechanic final? That would be quite interesting. I do quite like that. But Slowpoke's got to get through the Ford F100 drag first, and we've got to get through the Hamad Austral S VM Thor edition. And we know that one is just a little bit of a bad beast. So let's get in and try and win. Absolutely love the colour on that Hamad Austral S VM Thor edition. Looking beautiful. It's an insane car regardless. We know it's going to be quick. Hopefully we can beat it though. Get into that final and maybe, just maybe be up against King Slowpoke. I've probably jinxed it now, so we're probably going to lose. But let's get on. Let's find out. Off the line. Come on, little BMW. Into second, into third, and then we'll have a look and see. Oh, no, it is definitely pulling away. Is it still? Oh, no, it looks like we're pulling away now. Hopefully that stays the same. We can get across the finish line and win this race, get into the final, and maybe, just maybe, be up against King Slowpoke. Come on, little BMW, get across that finish line and show us what you're made of. There we go, across the line. What have we got? 9.607, sadly, as it stands at the moment, our slowest run of the day to the quarter of a mile. 22.731 to the 1 mile, also our slowest. Bit of a shame, that one, but there's still the top speed the same. 384 kilometers an hour. We've made it to the final, so let's go see who we've got. Well, there we have it. It is a King Slowpoke Virtual Mechanic final. Pagani Zonda Revolution versus the BMW 850 CSI Widebody. And I'm not going to lie, I will admit this right now. My inspiration for how I designed the BMW today came from the one King Slowpoke built in the Discord channel. I liked all the little details. It gave me the ideas for the white accents where they are and things like that. Not in the same colours or anything like that. Just gave me the inspiration to build this one the way it is. So let's get in and sadly try and beat him. It's a shame it's not in the most wanted livery, because that would really fit King Slowpoke if we're being honest. But there we go. We've beaten one Pagani Zonda Revolution today. Can we beat the second one? Driven by our good friend King Slowpoke. There is only one way to find out. That is literally just get in and go. Come on. Are we going to do it? Into second, into third, and then we'll take a look. And we are pulling away. Definitely happy about that. Doesn't mean to say it won't catch us up, because they have got a good top end on them Paganis, or at least some of the tunes have got a good top end on them Paganis. We're still in the lead at the moment. We're beating King Slowpoke. Let's just get across that finish line and see what times we've got for the final run. There we go. What have we got? We did win. Quite happy with that. By quite a margin as well. Look at that. 22.6, 24.6. Almost 2 seconds faster. In fact, over 2 seconds faster than the Pagani's on the Revolution. But anyway, 9.516 seconds to the quarter of a mile is our quickest run of the day. Liking that one. 22.653 into the 1 mile. Not quite our quickest run of the day, but we'll take it. Not far off our fastest run, which was 22.647 to the 1 mile. But at top speed, still the same. 384 kilometers an hour. Let's get back. Sorry to beat you, King Slowpoke, but let's get back, collect our winnings, get this beautiful BMW back to the garage, and see if we can sell it on for a nice little bit of profit. Well, there we have it. 11,250. I'm always happy about that, because it negates our 2,158. We were down from the very beginning of this episode. Obviously, take away our entry fee, but still leaves us up 10,250 before we get back. So let's get back, get this one onto the speeder board, see where it sits, and see how much we can sell it for. Well, there we have it. Not too shabby on the drag strip. Not the greatest, but not too bad at all. Managed to do the drag strip in 9.516 to the quarter of a mile, 22.653 to the 1 mile, with a top speed of 384 kilometers an hour from this beautiful BMW 850 CSI. It was 100th of a second faster than the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG up the drag strip. So definitely pleased with that one. And this one looks absolutely fantastic. I really do love how this one turned out in that metallic green and mostly white on there. There is a little bit of black as well. But we bought the car for $15,059, and I could have sold it at a loss of $2,158 at the very beginning. But we since spent another $92,467 upgrading, modifying, tuning, and painting this beautiful car, pitting our total spend at $107,526. Will we be able to make some profit from this beautiful BMW? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all 100% complete. Absolutely loving that. The engine with 124% more power than we originally took it over from that 626, now up to 1,398 horsepower for this beautiful car. But we spent 107,526 in total. Can we make some money? Yes, we can. 131,155 is the sale price for this beautiful car. Take away what we spent, 107,526, leaves us with 23,629, plus our drag strip winnings, 10,250, leaves us with 33,000 879 profit from this beautiful BMW. Absolutely loving this. It'll be available for all of you guys to play with very, very soon. As soon as Payne gets around to releasing it to the public. But absolutely beautiful. Time to say goodbye to ours, though. Off you go. Definitely really enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun. But what have we got up next? Well, I can tell you, it is another brand new Payne mod coming soon to the workshop. And this probably looks absolutely nothing like it. But this is the Chevrolet. No, it's not. It's not a Chevrolet at all. It's a GMC S15 pre-runner. Apologise for trying to call it a Chevrolet. All you GMC fans out there, I'm more of a GMC fan than I am Chevrolet. But there we go. Absolutely beautiful. This is the pre-runner edition. We're going to come out a second because this is a proper off-road beast. So this one will also be going around the gravel track. But we are going to do a couple more of these because I absolutely love the look of this beautiful truck. But anyway, this one is the pre-runner. We got it from the auction house. And the frame is absolutely awful. But everything else isn't too shabby. Definitely work with that. Just need to sort that frame out pretty quickly. Did I get a good deal? I did. I bought it for 14,113 and I could sell it for 14,920, making a little bit of profit if we sold it as it is, which we're obviously not going to do, but if we did, we could make some profit from the very beginning. 807 to be precise, but we're not going to do that on the next video on Friday as well. We'll be back to this one, tuning and modifying this one, getting it onto that gravel track and trying to beat the Subaru Impreza. Now, the engine in this one is the V8 overhead valve CGM, and we can swap it to the V8 overhead valve CGM supercharged, but the supercharged one isn't in there at the moment, so we'll have to figure that one out a little bit later on. It does have 455 of factory horsepower, depending on which engine we do put in this one, but this is going to be for Friday. So do make sure you join us back here on Friday for this beautiful GMC truck. Do let me know in the comments below what you thought of today's beautiful build of the BMW 850 CSI. What do you think we should do with that stunning truck? Obviously, we are going to take it on the gravel track because it doesn't really fit anywhere else. But if you did enjoy today's video, leave me a like, share this video with your friends, especially if you think they'll enjoy it. Hit that subscribe button and have a beautiful day. Whatever it is you're getting up to, have a wonderful day. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.